been swimming fast, proving, chasing, comparing, trying to catch something, or maybe trying to escape something. But what if the very thing you're rushing to become needs you to slow down first? Why do you tend to check your phone the second things get quiet? Or why do you treat slowness like it's a problem to fix? To understand this, let's take a look at one of the oldest souls in the ocean, an animal that just might embody the wisdom you need to hear right now. His life isn't just a journey, it's a message. And if you follow him closely, you'll feel sacred shifts begin to stir in you. Each one holds something we've forgotten. These are the 5 lessons from the green sea turtle. He begins in the sand, small, fragile, hidden. He doesn't have it all figured out. He just feels that there's a pull to the ocean, and he follows this. Some of his brothers and sisters run ahead, but most get swept away. Only 1 in every 1,000 sea turtle hatchlings survive to adulthood. That means the vast majority die either on the beach or in the very early stages of life. The few turtles that make it past the seagulls and crabs on the beach, they get eaten by even more birds and predatory fish just waiting for their arrival in the shallow water. But the sea turtle keeps going, not because he's confident, but because something inside him says, this way. After entering the water, he disappears for years. He just vanishes into the blue. And maybe that's your story too. You may not have the answers yet. You're just moving with a quiet trust. While the world shouts at you to explain yourself, let them shout. Your journey is your own. The slowest creatures often hold the oldest truths. So if you feel behind, you might be carrying something timeless. You don't need to catch up. You need to keep going. The sea turtle doesn't swim in only one direction. See, he moves with the tide. He rides ocean currents like they're ancient maps. He lets go of control, not to give up, but to be guided. And it's not always peaceful. Sometimes the waves knock him off course. Sometimes the current pulls him where he doesn't want to go. But still, he moves. And isn't that all any of us can do? You might not know why you're being carried this way, but trust. Trust you're not drifting. You're being delivered. The current doesn't ask, where are you going? It just shows you who you are. So pause before your next big decision. Take a moment and feel into what's guiding you, not what's expected of you, but what's true for you. After spending decades in the open ocean, eventually the green sea turtle returns closer to shore. Not because it's easy, but because it's time. Now it's going to transition from a carnivorous diet to a more vegetarian diet. And now the same currents that once carried her resist her. The water pushes back, the tide tells her no, but she doesn't stop. She knows when to yield, and she knows when to push, when to rest, and when to rise. This is wisdom. Not flowing blindly, but choosing your path with awareness. And you can feel into this too. That moment when life says, stay safe, but your spirit says, go. So go. Swim upstream if you must. Not every right decision will feel easy, but it'll feel true. And that's a big difference. Let me say that again. Not every right decision will feel easy, but it'll feel true. The green sea turtle doesn't follow a map. They follow memory that's older than thought. You've had moments like that when something in you just knew. Let that voice lead more often. You don't owe logic or explanation. On the reef, there's cleaning stations, places where little fish come to nibble away the things that the turtle no longer needs. Dead skin, parasites, algae, moss, weight that he's picked up along the way. And the sea turtle waits. He lets himself be cleaned. Because even a turtle knows if you don't let go of what's clinging to you, you can't move freely. So what are you still carrying? Old expectations? Stories someone else wrote about you? A mistake you've made in the past? You don't have to drag those through the ocean of your life. Let it be taken. Let it fall away. Trust that not everything that's been with you needs to stay with you. What you release was never even yours to carry. What stays, stays without force. Breathe out the version of you that was built on pressure. The green sea turtle, they grow very slow. They only grow 1 to 2 inches in shell length per year. They don't rush towards maturity. They let the years do their work. And when they're tired, they rest on lava rocks in the sun, letting the warmth soak into the shell. They do nothing, but they receive everything. Not every moment needs to be productive. Not every season is for growth. Some seasons are for gathering warmth, letting the light in, and trusting that becoming takes time. You're not behind, you're becoming. Sometimes the only way forward is to stop swimming. Let me say that again. Sometimes the only way forward is to stop swimming. Invite stillness into your path by pausing throughout your day. Put the phone down. One day, the green sea turtle goes back. After traveling thousands of miles, the turtle comes back to the same beach she was born on, just to lay her eggs. And when she arrives, she does what she's meant to do. She lays new life in the sand and begins the cycle again. That's how wisdom works. You carry it with you until it's time to return, and then you leave something behind for someone else to find. Maybe your story's been long. Maybe it's been slow. Maybe no one's understood the currents you've followed. But you're not lost. Like a green sea turtle, your whole life has been leading you here. You're not becoming someone new. It's more like you're becoming someone ancient. The part of you that already knows how to live, but had to remember how to listen. So, what if your pace isn't the problem? What if your slowness is sacred? What if trusting your own rhythm is the most powerful thing you can ever do? You were never meant to rush. Instead, perhaps, you're meant to move just like the green sea turtle, with grace, with patience, and with an internal knowing that can only come from time, tides, and trust. You're not late. You're not drifting. You're exactly where you're supposed to be.